Okay, first off, just once again, I want to just point out, all the players and everybody and all the people around the stadium on the breast cancer awareness day. Just a terrific day for a lot of women that really fight and have to fight. So just happy to see everybody supporting that and trying to be there in any way possible for, again, a bunch of women that have a real fight. I thought a terrific game for our team. I thought all week going into this week that it was critical that we built on last week, that we weren't going to play significantly different, but that we had to get better in some finer areas of the game. And I thought that we were able to do some of that again today and just a little bit better. And I thought the crowd was terrific, all those things at home that help you. But overall, just impressed with our guys and how hard they fought and worked all week, coming off a difficult loss last week, and were able to pull together and play a good game today. A couple guys in particular, I think Ryan Suckup, who did a terrific job today, kicking the ball off and on the field goals. The one there was a little steep, and I was waffling back and forth on the 54-yarder, but Andy Studebaker, with conviction, said to me, "I'll kick it, he'll make it." So that was a good decision. And Matt, I thought, battled today. I've been going through a little rough stretch here, but boy, battled throughout that game and made some real big plays for us. Jackie battled at the end of the game, getting the must first down to end it. And then defensively, I just thought, we played probably very similar to we did last week. I thought, they hung in there, kept fighting, making plays. They did a real good job, in the run game. We got a couple of those reverses out that probably hurt us a little bit, that had we been able to continue to do a little better job on those, I think you would have you felt pretty good about how we did versus the run. But, a real good game for our team. Very important for us to finish this quarter strong, building off the positive of last week, which I feel like we were able to do. And now we can put this quarter away, thankfully. And now we get to start fresh 0-0 with the guys having a great understanding, I think, of that if we don't beat ourselves in games, that we have a chance to be a good team. So.
Coach, you were talking to Matt after he downed the ball in the second quarter. That seemed to make a new Matt Castle. Was that a motivational speech on the side?
I give a lot of motivational speeches throughout the game. But, like I said, Matt, he wasn't perfect, but, I don't think any of us are. And he understands that, too. He understands that none of us coaches are either. And he battled throughout that game. And once again, Matt, what he showed, one of his great qualities is the ability to keep fighting and keep bouncing back. And, and he did it throughout the game. And I can't say enough, again, how the line protected for him. That was a challenge last night to our guys to protect our quarterback and keep hits off him. And I thought, up front, the two tackles, the tight end, Casey, Ryan, and John, all just, and the backs. The backs were involved all day. Just did a terrific job, giving Matt a nice clean pocket. And then guys like Dwayne and Stevie and all those guys made big plays for us.
What were you so upset about on that play? It seemed like you called him over. What specifically was bothering you?
I don't know specifically the time we're talking about. Like I said, I have a number of coaching moments throughout a game, but like I said, it's just if we do certain things in games, we gotta make sure we're all on the same page. And I thought that was a great example of, despite having a couple guys, and Matt and I, and a number of others that really passionately care about trying to make this team something special, that you're going to have some emotion and feeling. But the critical thing in that now is that much throughout my past as a coach with a lot of players is that you get on the same page and you get it right. And like I said, Matt, great response and how he played, and that's number one. That's all that matters. And he did a very good job throughout that game, helping us win.
You talked about it a little last couple of weeks about needing guys guys step up, obviously, after a slow start. You've had several guys who've had a rough few weeks step up today, guys like Suck Up, like Derek Johnson, guys like that. You know, was it a result of practice? I mean, do you think that they just finally, you know, kind of got it and came together? Where did they come from?
Well, yeah, of course, I think it's a result of practice. I think it's a result of training camp. It's a result of everything. I mean, we're an evolving team, you know, and we're trying to evolve into a good team. And early on, you know, those first couple games, we really did a number of things to hurt ourselves. These last couple games, we've shown that number one, we have some guys that know how to persevere through difficult times, and that they pulled tighter and they're not going to crack. You know, they're going to keep fighting and trusting their teammates and believing in their teammates, and that's what they've done. And they've really done it the last couple weeks, and we've gotten better each week. We just got to make sure that we keep doing that, and then we'll be able to feel some happiness and joy.
Yes, the touchdown Minnesota scored, you know, the booth reviews, whatever, scoring play. What were you seeing on the Jumbotron that led you to want them to look at that further?
You know, the toughest thing is just not challenging and understanding that when it's called a score that you can't challenge it, or it will be a 15-yard penalty. So, you know, I never had a clear shot from our vantage point. I thought worth looking at, you know, no different than had we been in where we could challenge it. If it were a non-scoring play, probably would have challenged it to look at it closer. But like I said, they have all the views they need up there, and I'm assuming they made the right call.
You talked a little bit earlier about Matt struggling, you know, recently and into about a quarter and two-thirds of this game. But at some point, you know, about the midway point between the second quarter, you know, he seemed to turn it around and pick it up. What did you guys make some adjustments at that point, or did it start clicking for Matt? I mean, what happened at that point to where he's started?
Yeah, I think there's always some adjustments, but nothing from the initial, you know, from the game plan. Just maybe philosophically of throwing it a little more because they were doing a great job in the run game versus us, or we were struggling running the football, I think, for the most part. But you know, Matt's an evolving quarterback, and I've said this a number of times. He's, you know, I think last year, if you judged him too early, you know, you probably could have a chance of not thinking that he could have the type of year he had last year. And this year didn't start a lot different, and it's a different year. There's no off season. There's a lot of different variables that we're going to make it a great challenge for us and everybody else. But especially a developing team, you know, those kind of things can slow you and some of your guys down. But the key is that he's getting better every day, and he's getting better every week in practice, and just we need to continue to get it to the game, and then have the guys around him execute, which is a big part of it, you know, because, you know, the line giving him some time today sure made it, gave him a reasonable chance to do a good job in the passing game, and then the receivers also, they have to factor into it that they're doing the right thing at the right time and then making plays. And one of our big things all week was just run after catch, and for everybody. And I want to take my hat off to the receivers for taking that challenge, specifically receivers, tight ends, and backs, because I think they all did a much better job after the catch, and that's a lot of hidden yardage in our book that you know, ends up translating into points.
Did it bother you that the castle came back at you at the sideline? Did you kind of like that it was kind of if not a professional, but just a dialogue going on there?
You know, I tell all these guys, you know, you can, you know, it's you say what you feel because I'm going to, and then the important thing is that we move forward because I know that's how I operate. You know how I feel. I put it out there. There's not a lot of question about how I feel about it. You know, I also take accountability when I'm off or wrong on something immediately, and the key is that you just you're able to move forward and you get it cleaned up and everybody's on the same page. And, you know, I love it. There's nothing like a game. I mean, there's nothing like a game like that where you're fighting, you know, to try to continue to get some positive things going for you. And it was fun today.
Todd, one of the things you talked a little bit about, the team is evolving, but the last couple of weeks, the defense has obviously been evolving, and of course, you know, you were a little bit better on run defense today, even though you obviously had some big plays in the past game. Talk a little bit about that and how you feel about that overall.
Well, so much of, early judgments on the defense, you had to take into account of the positions they were put in those first two games. And like I said, I think it was 28 possessions they were out there. 20 of them were on their side of the 50. And it's going to be very tough sledding to play defense when you're in that kind of position. So, we're a team, and we win as a team, we lose as a team. And what we understood was field position had to start to improve through special teams, through lack of penalties, turnovers, things like that. And, today we were +1. We did have some penalties that we can't have, and generally expect to win the game. A couple that really potentially could have been killers. And, we just have to make sure that we learn from those. But the defense, we are evolving as a team. But defensively, when you have a player missing, 4 snaps into the season, that you really build a lot of your defense around, because he's probably the last one you'd think about not being there. And he has unique abilities, then we had to adjust. And that's still going on. Like I said, we've had to really adjust the way that we want to, or thought we were going to be playing defense. And that's the big thing, and especially in a shortened off season, some of those things, and for that's 4 games into the season, you're really retooling a lot of what you've worked hard to try to be set to go on. And then you throw in there that they're starting on their side of the 50. That's going to be a difficult test. But we got some warriors now in defense that I'm really, really proud of, that they keep battling. And that's why I'm really encouraged and was able last week, despite looking pretty bleak, to say I believe in these guys, and I feel we're going to be okay. We got to just keep getting better, and we'll win games, and we'll hopefully have a chance to have more fun.
Was that the first time that Castle, you ever had that type of communication? Was that happening in practice? It's nothing new, that, just kind of something that you guys are used to occasionally, that rolls up at that point?
Like I said, I have it with everybody, though. That's just, I'm going to coach you hard. They know it. They understand it. They respect it. But I say to them, you have a right to say what you want to, too. And that has to go with ideas, game plan, all the things. Andy Studebaker, I said it. He felt strong you were going to make the kick. There's no different than game plan day talking about things. These guys, they understand me, and I'm really getting to understand a lot of them a lot better just through time. And and I think we just got to keep getting better and start this next quarter a lot different than we started the first quarter.
Okay.
Thank you.